In other news, fears about the Fernald plant are bringing a 66-year-old tradition to a screeching halt tonight. Fort Scott, our area's only Catholic camp for kids, is shutting down. Those who run the camp, only 2 miles from Fernald, say it's just not worth it to take any chances. News 5's Marty Peratt shows us how this decision touches thousands of lives.
Fort Scott Camp has meant nothing but joy to more than 150,000 campers over the past 66 years. This is the oldest Catholic youth camp in America, but now it's closing for good. The Fernald uranium processing plant is only 2 miles away, and even though soil and water tests show no contamination, the Archdiocese of Cincinnati doesn't want to take any chances.
I think it is the lingering uncertainty around Fernald and the things that are happening at the feed material processing center.
This is usually the time of the year at Fort Scott when they're getting the pools and the cabins ready for the kids. But not this year. They're too busy putting up gates and no trespassing signs. Those signs are everywhere now, and so is the barbed wire to keep people out. This is a sad day for the Paulinelli family. 4 of Roger and Marlene's children went to the camp, and little Gina had a gift certificate to go this year.
This was more than just a summer camp. The kids were a real family, and I don't think that we're going to find a camp that has as much to offer with the same type of Christian atmosphere.
Some people who live close by say it's a shame to close the 204-acre camp. One neighbor says the Archdiocese is just reacting to unconfirmed fears about Fernald. They think this quiet campground is safe for kids. But the only signs of life now are a few cows grazing on the caretaker's mini farm. For the first summer since 1922, there will be no laughter echoing from Fort Scott. Marty Peratt, News 5.
The Archdiocese hasn't figured out what they're going to do with Fort Scott. Another Catholic camp is closing along with Fort Scott this summer, Marydale and Erlanger. About 4,000 kids normally attend those 2 camps.
Children here for a total of 26 summers. She says her family won't be the same without Fort Scott.
It's very upsetting. It was a tremendous place. It had a wonderful program. I don't think that there is ever going to be a program quite as good. I guess it was just like a family to us.
You would hear over the big loudspeakers dinner time or lunchtime or breakfast time, and we all come running. Try to get in any door you could. For Marilyn's daughter Lisa, the camp also has fond memories of friendship, togetherness, and growing up.
It was like my second home. This is the only thing I did over the summers, and I made so many friends that just walking through the camp and seeing the different things I used to do really touched me. It's really going to hurt when I see it go.
Fort Scott probably has that same meaning to most of the 150,000 boys and girls who came here over the 6 decades it was open. But fears now of a plant only 1 mile down the road spelled the end to Fort Scott.
Perception of a possible danger from Fernald and people's concern about their children, and it was just not feasible for us to keep the operation going.
So today, Marlene and a group of campers said goodbye to Fort Scott, a last memory of a place they called home. Father Wenke told them they would always be a family and always be together in spirit.
A lot of people that have benefited from it, and it's certainly a loss to the community.
The Paulinellis, like most of the campers here, say their summers just won't be the same without Fort Scott, but they say their memories of time spent here will last a lifetime. In New Baltimore, Lori Stafford, Channel 9 News.
That the final mass was said here in the old stone chapel, St. Victor.
I think it's important that just today people have a chance to come back, to be with the place, and to really mourn the loss. It's been a very special place for the community, and I think it's real good that folks have had the chance to be present to it.
And although the number of campers enrolled here has not dropped off in the past few years, officials predicted the growing concerns over the safety of Fernald, which is just 2 miles away, would eventually catch up to attendance. John and Jody?
Chris, any idea where they're going to move the camp to? Are they going to reopen it somewhere else?
As far as the camp property here, Jody, Father Len tells me it's basically going to stay closed. The Archdiocese will retain ownership, he feels, but as far as it ever reopening, it's real doubtful.
Okay, thank you very much, Chris Shaw.